Hey, John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. I got a couple of questions. I've been getting a lot of questions on this same topic. I'm going to read one of the emails, or at least part of it, about basically becoming a freelancer, right? On how do you go from that 9 to 5 job to doing small contract work, gigs, being an independent developer. So this is tough for people. This was my dream for a long time. I wanted to be independent. I wanted to quit the 9 to 5 and work for myself, for my clients, and be a freelancer, working on some government contract or working with multiple clients, until I realized that that was a lot of bosses. But no, I mean, I still do that now, right? I do consulting. If you want to hire me, I do consulting. A lot of test automation, Selenium consulting, and a lot of the stuff that you see on these videos. Any of those topics in my Pluralsight courses, I do consult on those. But enough of my advertising. I'll actually have one more thing to advertise in this video because it's perfect for it. But anyway, so here's the question. In regards to what kind of topics I'd like to see in your blog or YouTube video, since I'm losing my job in about 6 months due to my company relocating my position to Minnesota, and I'll just call this guy D because I don't want to say his name. I'll soon be back on the job market and looking for opportunities. Because of this, a topic that would interest me would be how to find freelance work, gigs, or short-term contracts without working with a recruiter. I want to move away from the 9 to 5 job. I have no idea how to figure out what companies tend to work with freelancers, and I don't know where to start my search. In case it helps, I'm a senior .NET software engineer with front-end and back-end knowledge. I focus mostly on web development. I'm located in the U.S. and won't mind working remotely. So, where to start with this? Basically, the best way to do this is to not do this, right? If you have to go out and find clients, you're going to spend time doing that, and you're going to charge a less hourly rate than if they find you. And that's what I do. This is kind of the secret to my success. You might wonder, well, why is John Sonmez creating all these YouTube videos? He just must love spending his time answering other people's questions. I mean, I do enjoy it to some degree, or creating blog posts and doing all of these things that he doesn't really charge for. Why does he do this? Well, having a blog, big presence, promoting myself on podcasts and doing YouTube video and sending out a newsletter, all that stuff, what it does is it creates exposure for me and it gets people coming to me, and it makes it easy for me to pick up clients and set a very high rate for consulting. So that's the best way to do that. Now, this is something, again, ready for me to plug my thing, but I made a course called How to Market Yourself as a Software Developer because I realized how valuable this was, because I literally went from making, like 100K a year to 500K a year by doing that, right? By marketing myself. So if you're interested in that, go to devcareerboost.com. The link will be in the bottom of this, or you can just search for How to Market Yourself as a Software Developer. But anyway, in that course, I give the guidance. Basically, that's what I would encourage you to do, is to learn how to market yourself. Because if you can market yourself and you can build a presence, an online presence where people know your name, or at least might not be a famous Scott Hanselman, but if people know who you are and they're following you, you're going to get the opportunities. And if you're looking for work, you can just ask, and plenty of work will fall into your lap. So that's what I'd really recommend. Now, what can you do in the interim? I suppose, right? I suppose if I had to drum up business, what would I do? I would go through and I would email just about everyone in my LinkedIn and tell them I am going freelance. This is my skill set. I'm looking for work. You work for X company. If you know anyone in your company that might be looking for work, I would love to talk to them. I would love to give them help them with whatever specialty that I have, with web development, whatever it is. And I'd go through and I would send out. I'd have a quota. I'd be like, I'm going to contact 50 people every single day, until I fill up my schedule. That's what I would do. It's a lot of work, right? I'd be putting out ads on Craigslist. I would look on Odesk. I mean, Odesk is probably not going to get, I don't know, maybe you can get a start from there, but I'd be pretty much drumming up business, going through my contact book, just telling people what I'm doing. In the meantime, I'd be setting up a blog. I'd be getting an email collection newsletter together, trying to create valuable information, pick a niche. These are things I cover in that course, but basically I would try and start the marketing engine, and I would start pounding the pavement. I'd have some kind of quota though. I'd say I need to contact X number of people every single day and ask them if they have any work for me. And you know what? Here's the thing. I would also be contacting them multiple times. Like, you got to get 6 or 7 no's from the same person before you give up. This is sales. Sales is hard. You don't want to be a salesman. That's why I say there's an easier way to do this. But as far as setting yourself up to do freelancing, the primary thing is getting the clients. And getting the clients either comes from one of two ways. I'll tell you, there's one of two ways. Way one is being a salesman and pounding the pavement, cold calling, knocking on doors, drumming up the business. Number two is through marketing, through people coming to you, through you marketing yourself, and building a business that way out of reputation. It's either cold calls, salesperson, or reputation. You got to choose, and you can do a combination of the both. But if I'm going to tell you which way is going to work better, you're going to get higher rates, you're going to have less frustration, going to have less overhead. It's going to be reputation. So that's what I'd recommend is get the reputation up. If you like I said, if you want more guidance on that, my course at devcareerboost.com, that's what I talk about, is how to market yourself, because it was so valuable to me. That was, in fact, my first independent course I made. I decided to make that course rather than a technical course, because that is the most valuable skill a software developer can have, is how to market themselves. That's going to be the primary thing that's going to increase your salary, even if you're not freelance. If you're just a salaried developer and you're looking for a better job, knowing that skill. So yeah, so that's it. Really, no big. I don't have any big secrets, and I've talked to a lot of freelancers, right? And it's the same thing. A lot of them, most of the successful ones I know, it's based on reputation. And and you build reputation from doing the things that market yourself. Some of them, they do pound the pavement. I've known a few sales, but you got to be a good salesperson to do it that way. You got to be aggressive. You got to have quotas. It's a numbers game. So hopefully that helps you. And if you like this video, don't hesitate to subscribe to this channel. Take care.